Mr. Golia, Permanent Secretary, Heads of Divisions of the Ministry, Mr. Tim Taylor, President of the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation, Mrs. Deborah Shazar, Executive Director of the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation, Mr. Kupsi, Managing Director of the Delaware Conservation Training Limited. All students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. It is a pleasure for me to welcome you all to this handing over certificate ceremony organized by the Ministry for the postgraduate diploma in Endangered Species Recovery program. This program is run by the Delaware Management Training Limited in partnership with the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation and this ministry. And I now have the pleasure to invite Mr. Kupsi to say a few words on the program.
Honourable Minister and honourable guests and honourable students, thank you very much for all being here today. I could shed a tear. It's probably best if I don't, but I could shed a tear, but it's a tear very much of joy of being able to come towards the end of what has been, for me, a fantastic journey, and I hope for you a very useful learning experience where we are culminating in this presentation around the practical component of the postgraduate diploma in Endangered Species Recovery. I think the launch of this program in Mauritius is no chance. We've mentioned it before about the level of success that Mauritius has demonstrated in species recovery and then scaling that up to managing the recovery of whole ecosystems. So there's a reason to be here. And what's been wonderful as well is this success has been based on partnership. Partnership which I think probably goes back well before my time between the Ministry of Agri-Industry with the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation and then the Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust to drive forward with the conservation efforts here in Mauritius. But that work has resonated worldwide, and you'd be hard pushed now to find a conservation project that doesn't have an ex-Mauritian conservationist in their staff, if not in a senior position. So it has had a massive impact on the world of wildlife conservation. And the partnership, I think, has gone up a gear with this latest development. And I'm so excited that we've been able to bring these partners together. We've got skills around the training side, which hopefully we bring. We've got skills around the field conservation work that through the ministry and through the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation coming together. With extra sprinkling of staff from Durrell, that we've been able to put together a program that I'm preempting the final program evaluation, but hopefully will show that it's a very, very useful learning experience. It's been a program that has attracted a wide variety of students. I think we've got 7 nationalities represented here. We've got people from Madagascar, from Mauritius, from Canada, from Australia, from the UK, across the world. And I think that illustrates the pull that Mauritius has at a global scale. But that diversity goes beyond geography. We've got people here who are coming from a marketing background, from a finance background, from very, very different backgrounds, not just the more traditional one that I might have followed. And I think what this is showing is that I think it's a very positive sign that the people are saying that I want to do something. I'm concerned with how the world is going, and I think there's more that I can give. And hopefully the program and attending that program gives you the gear change that allows you to then move from where you currently are into a leading force within conservation or related fields. And I hope for those of you that are in the program and are in the conservation field that you obviously use this to full effect to further conservation efforts wherever you go. And the key thing is what happens next. And this is exciting, bringing everyone together, getting to this stage in the program. But where we go to next is important. We want to be able to track you, to follow you, to support you, because it's only going to be through people such as yourselves that the world is going to make the gear change that it needs to make in order to right some of the wrongs of the past and give us a sustainable future. So we will be watching you closely, and I hope you will also be watching us closely. And between us, we're going to learn how to build capacity, the capacity that the world needs in order to contend with the current biodiversity crisis. So thank you very much for coming to this programme. I say we'll get on with the details of evaluation later on, but it has been a huge pleasure, and it is, and I'm just very excited that this programme has allowed us, the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation, that we have worked with very closely for many years. I have personally worked with very closely for many years, and then starting to develop the relationship with the Ministry, which I look forward to going to strength in the year to come. So thank you very much for your time.
Colleagues in conservation, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure that I'm here today to take part in this ceremony. At Mauritian Wildlife, we've had this in our heads for 10 years now. It's taken some time in terms of gestation. But Professor Carl Jones, who I think all of you know, met because he came to the course, gave some modules yesterday. This has been one of his ideas, which we have supported fully. And of course it was Jamie that came and actually realised it, because having good ideas is fine, but you've got to be able to realise them. In a way, it's a follow-up on all the volunteers that we've taken in over the years. I presume at WAF we've had over hundreds, in fact, over the last 20 years. We've never counted. And Jamie was a volunteer, and as Jamie said, there's many people in high levels of conservation are in fact ex-WAFers. They actually did their first steps here. We are taking a lot more Mauritians now as volunteers, and I think this year we've probably got 50-50 or even more.
Well, we take them as paid staff.
We even pay the volunteers. The Mauritian volunteers get paid, the foreign volunteers don't. But it is obviously extremely important that we get as many Mauritians involved as possible, because we must save our own island. Volunteers can help us, but the responsibility is to us. We have been successful, which is always nice as well. When I say we, it is WAF, it is the national parks, under now the Ministry of Agro-Industry. When, it was pretty desperate. 30 years, 35? Carl arrived 40 years ago. The dodo had been long gone, and several others had followed in the wake of the dodo, and there were 5 or 6 birds that were highly endangered. And in a survey done in 2006, BirdLife International, they named 27 birds that had been saved from extinction, and 5 of these birds were actually Mauritian and Rodrigues birds. And they were the kestrel, the echo parakeet, pink pigeon, the Rodrigues fody, and the Rodrigues warbler. And coming after us was the USA. So, we actually beat the Americans in something. When you think of that, that's pretty good. And that's because of the cooperation we've had with the national parks and with all the volunteers that came from overseas and the ones that we employed locally. Clearly, we've gone one step further forward now with you guys, all 16 of you, including 2 Mauritians, Kevin and Zairibi. Yes. Again, that makes us very happy. Thank you for looking after our 2 Mauritians and the other trainees. And I think, I gather that you've had it's been rewarding. This is what I was told yesterday. Right? You're all shaking, nodding your heads. Clearly, there was classroom stuff and field stuff, and I think both of them worked well. Hopefully, your successes. At the moment, I think you're not allowed to sleep in the national park, in the field station, but hopefully in the future, perhaps about that. But we'll come back to that. And it's, I think for us, it's been an enriching experience, and I think for you, it's also been an enriching experience, and hopefully it gives you a springboard to go out into the world of conservation, which is passionate, not necessarily well paid, but passionate. And obviously passion is very important. Today is an important day for us. It actually, we're celebrating 10 years, or many years of work with the national parks, work with wildlife, and in a way it's a kind of accumulation of that, because last year we didn't quite make it in terms of the diploma. We did have people, but they only got certificates. We had a small problem with tech, but this now is all in the past, Jamie. So to finish, I would like to thank all of you for coming, for participating in the course, and I wish you all success in the future, and I hope one day we'll see you back in Mauritius.
Mr. Gundia, Permanent Secretary of my Ministry, Mr. Kapsi, Managing Director of Rural Conservation Training Limited, Mr. Tim Taylor, Chairman of the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation, Mrs. Deborah Chazal, Executive Director, Mauritian Wildlife Foundation, Mr. Yann Singh from the HSBC. Yeah. Officers of my ministry, dear students, good afternoon. First of all, let me extend my heartiest congratulations to you all, students of the Rural Conservation Training Limited, for having successfully completed their practical session of the first graduate diploma program in Endangered Species Recovery in Mauritius for the last 6 months. And look at the smile of faces, I'm sure you've enjoyed that 6 months. I'm sure it's been very fast and quick, and hopefully you've enjoyed it most of it. I can recall when we launched that the first graduate diploma program on the 14th of April this year. And this started kind of a new and promising training partnership between my ministry and the Rural Conservation Training Limited. In fact, this program is a University of Kent validated course delivered exclusively in Mauritius, and is designed to equip wildlife conservation professionals with the cross-disciplinary skills they need to manage conservation projects worldwide. The course covers topics such as more population biology, reintroduction, ecosystem restoration, community-based conservation, behavioral change, and the management and leadership of conservation projects. I'm sure the students have had the opportunity to discover the rich biodiversity of Mauritius and the various ongoing restoration projects in our parks and offshore islands. You have experienced life in a range of field stations on Round Island, Ile-aux-Aigrettes, and Brise Fer, and you have developed practical hands-on skills and the understanding about how to work in field teams. I must here also extend my congratulations to the Rural Conservation Training Limited and the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation to initiate this training project and for having chosen Mauritius to be developed as a hub for building capacity in the wider Indian Ocean and international need for wildlife conservation. While Mauritius has lost many endemic species, it's also the location of some of the most successful species and habitat recovery projects in the world. That could be used as a reference for the rest of the world in similar projects as well. So like just been confirmed by the President, you have 11 participants on the full cohort program from various countries like Madagascar, North America, Spain, UK, Australia, and even from Mauritius. So I also understand that 4 students have been offered scholarships to follow the program, and here we must thank the sponsors for having the opportunity given to those students to have this assistance. The National Parks and Conservation Service of my ministry, in collaboration with the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation, is presently implementing various restoration projects, presently namely the Reptile Conservation Project, the Bird Conservation Project, and the restoration of our islands, namely Round Island and the Ile-aux-Aigrettes. Today these projects are considered as reference projects worldwide and cited as the most successful conservation projects for research and conservation studies. We have started the restoration of Gabriel Island, which I'm visiting next week, and we shall soon start the restoration of the Flat Island, which is severely degraded as these islands were leased for eco-tourism purposes in the past. The Forestry Service and National Parks Conservation Service are working on the management plans to restore the biodiversity of these nature reserves, and the expertise of the Durrell Trust and the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation, other partners, will be surely enlisted. I'm pleased to announce that my ministry has agreed to be a partner in this capacity building project and has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Durrell Training Conservation Limited and the Mauritian Wildlife Foundation for the training program, and we hope to enlist more students in the next cohort. Today it is indeed a matter of pride for the ministry and for me to hand over to the students their certificates for the completion of the practical part of the program. And I understand that after completing some assignments, you will be awarded your postgraduate diploma certificate. So let me wish you all good luck, and I'm sure you will put your learning into practice and save endangered species from extinction for the good of humanity and future generations. We shall be exploring other joint conservation training programs to build on the existing one in order to attract and encourage more young and mature people to develop their capacity and to engage in conservation management to save threatened and endangered species in both Mauritius and worldwide. So let me again congratulate all the students and wish them good luck in their future endeavor. Thank you.